We are continuing today with the importance of being humble. The sages have a very interesting teaching. It says like this. It says that person who has gava, who has haughtiness, who thinks he's better than everybody else and uses it in a negative sense, sages tell us that not just is it considered he was over the Lozara, as if he had served idols. Rabbi Chama Bar Chanina Amar, Ki luba al arayot kulam. It's as if he's doing immorality. Because the person who has haughtiness, says King Solomon, it's abomination of Hashem. And it says by the immoralities, by the people, their moral relationships, it says also it's an abomination of Hashem. The sages also teach us that in Masechet Sotah, Kol Adam sheyesh bo gasut ruach, whoever has haughtiness in his heart, nichshal be'eshet ish, he's going to fall in sleeping with a married woman. That's what the Gemara Masechet Sotah says. So a person who has haughtiness, what does he do? He always thinks he can get his way. That's the problem with someone who has haughtiness. He thinks he's better than everybody else. He doesn't need to. No one can stop him, and he can push his agenda. And says the Chachamim, when a person who does this, he will also act like that with sins. He'll have great desires, and he'll think that he could do it. It's no problem. And Hashem said it's not allowed. It's okay. Don't worry. It doesn't apply to me. I can get what I want. To the point where even if there's a married lady which is totally off limits, he'll also say it's fine. Nothing. Don't worry. It's also mine. I could also take. So you see how a person who has ga'ava, he can overstep his boundaries with Hashem, overstep his boundaries with other people, and end up doing the worst of the worst. There was a story of a guy who came into a restaurant, and he was, a millionaire, and he thought he could always get his way, money buys everything. He came to the restaurant, and they said, I'm sorry, there's no more tables. It's a packed house. He says, no, that's it. He started walking in as if they're going to sit him. He said, I'm sorry, sir, there's no more tables. You don't have a reservation, there's no tables. He says, sit me down. He took a $100 bill and put it in the guy's mouth while he was talking and walked in. He says, sit me down. And he thinks that he just puts $100 in the guy's mouth, he's going to sit him down. You would think this guy, you would see him from the side, you think you're nuts. What are you doing? But to him, it makes sense. To him, what do you mean? I do this to everybody else. I just throw money at their face and they listen to me. I have my status, everyone listens to me. So when you get accustomed to letting this get to your head, you'll go into situations and you'll do things which are completely not normal. And you won't even think it's not normal. You think it's normally fine. And you said, I did it before. It always works. I always do. I always get away with it. Therefore, a person has to make sure he doesn't go down this path. He says, the Gemara Masechet Brachot says, Kol ha'olech b'koma skufa, afilu arba amot, ki'ilu dochek reglei hashchina. That's why the Gemara says in Masechet Brachot, someone who walks with an upright position, he doesn't have a little bit of bent over, it's as if he's pushing away the legs of the Shekhinah. He's forgetting that he has Hashem above us. Why we wear kippah? We wear kippah to always remember Hashem is above us, and we have to act in a certain way and represent Hashem as his children in the world. When a person who stands upright and he acts his conduct also that way, where he's not respectful to other people, in such a situation, he is as if he's without the kippah. It's as if he's forgetting that there's Hashem. He's as if he's pushing Hashem out of this world. Because we know the pasuk says, "Melech kol haaretz kevodo." The honor of Hashem fills the entire world. The last Mishnah in Pirkei Avot says, everything Hashem created in this world is for what? Lichvodo. It's for His honor. Why did He make us Jews in the Torah in this world for us to do the mitzvot and goyim and the Arabs that are fighting the Jews in Israel and all these situations happening in the world with the world crisis? Why did Hashem do this? All for us to realize who Hashem is and to give Him honor. And a person who has ga'ava and he has haughtiness and he thinks he has to honor himself, he's undoing the whole purpose of the entire world. The whole world will start realize Hashem exists, and a person who has ga'ava, he can, God forbid, forget that. And the last thing is, the Gemara says, Kol adam sheyesh bo gasut ruach, Shechina me'eleled alav. Whoever has haughtiness, the Shechina cries for him. The Shechina knows that a person get very lost this way. And therefore the Shechina is crying for this person to realize that you should realize now before it gets too late, because then eventually, like we said yesterday, a person could come to a point where you realize it's not in control and he'll lose. And you'll end up doing all these things we said before, major sins. You'll start getting carried away and do major sins. You'll start getting carried away. Hashem has to send you a tragedy, God forbid, to make you realize and be humble. Therefore, we have to be humble now. We have to realize that Baruch Hu is the one who does everything. Everyone should sit every day before they put on tefillin. Why do we put on tefillin? Hashem took us out of Egypt. That's what's inside there. Hashem chose us as a chosen nation. You have to remember every day when you put on the tefillin, as a reminder, there's an obligation to wear tefillin every day, to remember to humble yourself, to remember how much Hashem did for you. Every day sit. Remember how many miracles Hashem did for you in your life. Remember how many times Hashem saved you. And when you do that, you say, wow, look how much Hashem did for me. How can I have gavana? How can I think I did? Everything's a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Because that Hashem, we should also get to real, full humility and Shabbat Shalom.